Hello everybody, I'm Kurt Owen. I trust everything's been going well with you. We've been talking about the importance of the local church. We've been talking about how it is, what is the significance of it. And we got a little bit off last week, and that was my fault obviously, because we started talking about what do you look for when choosing a church. But I want to go over some things about the importance of the local church and then also the importance of the pastor's office. And we'll begin to go that direction this time. Now I'm here in Matthew 9 and we're going to be in verse 35. And it says, "Then Jesus went into all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, healing every sickness and every disease among the people." Now again, that's what it's important to remember, that when Jesus showed up at a synagogue or a church, that's what He intended to be done there. To preach the gospel of the kingdom, to teach how to walk in what He was preaching, and then to demonstrate the gospel, to heal. Now, after doing all of this, it says, "But when He saw the multitudes, He was moved with compassion because they were wearied and scattered like sheep having no shepherd. Then He said to His disciples, 'The harvest is truly plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into the harvest.'" Now this is interesting, because here it is that Jesus is giving them the best teaching ever. He is demonstrating things through the power of God. And yet He says they still have need of a shepherd. That because they don't, evidently the shepherd would help fix the wearied and scattered part. Now, one of the things I don't think we talk about too much in church is God's desire and His expectation to have pastors in the earth. You know, we had prophets under the Old Testament, and there were people, obviously shepherds as far as they actually raised sheep. But Jesus would actually, or the Word of God would specifically speak to a day when that shepherds would be in the earth. In fact, at one point He said that I will give you shepherds according to my heart. We're going to look at all those verses. But I want you to see something here. They have the best teaching, they have miracles in their midst, and yet they are still wearied and scattered because they don't have a shepherd. Well, see, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to find out who your shepherd is. And I know there's people out there right now saying, well, Jesus is my shepherd. Yes, He is. But He's also commissioned somebody, a man or woman on the earth, to be your shepherd, to be a leader to you, to teach you the Word of God, to encourage you. And we'll talk a little bit about what the pastor's office is supposed to do. But it is not enough just that you have great teaching. It's not enough that you just hear the gospel preached. It is not enough that you just see miracles, signs, and wonders. You need a shepherd, because the shepherd's office will keep you from being wearied and scattered. Now, I'm going to look at it in the Amplified here, because I think that that's I think that that's important here in, let's see, in the Amplified Version. I think I've already said that. It says this. It says that when He saw the throngs, He would move with pity and sympathy for them, because they were bewildered, they were harassed, they were distressed, they were dejected, and they were helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. So what He's trying to do is He's realizing we need shepherds. In fact, He goes on and says, you know, there's a lot of harvest, but we need laborers. We need some of these shepherds. If you have been wearied and scattered in your life, one of two things could be happening on, I guess technically three, just that immediately come to mind. One, you don't have a shepherd. Two, you have a shepherd, but you don't know how to receive from the office of the shepherd. You don't know how to receive from your pastor. Or the third thing could be is that perhaps you're with the wrong shepherd. You know, it could also be that you're not, you know, going back to you're not receiving. We'll talk more about that as we go. But the office of the shepherd is extremely important, because that's what Jesus was looking for. And when He saw people in pain, when He saw them wearied and scattered, He said, this is what we need. We need shepherds. We'll talk more about this in the power of the shepherd's office. I want to ask you to go over to our YouTube channel or to our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because I know sometimes with Facebook and some of the other mediums that we use, these don't show up in people's feeds, and we believe these things are important. You need to know why you're going to church, and you need to be able to explain to other people why they should go to church. Also at our webpage, you'll find a place there where you can send us your prayer requests. We're praying for you. I also want to say thank you to all the partners who made these meetings possible, or these broadcasts possible. It is so important. These are going all over the world. We love you so much. We'll see you next time. And remember, Jesus is risen and victory is assured.